go.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. I think if you guys could just make sure you guys are muted because we're still getting feedback, especially if you're on a mobile. It's
Hello?
mute. Hang on. Just making sure you guys are all muted. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Back to screen share. All right, so here we are. Welcome to our Refinery May call. As you guys know, I don't do calls every single week. I kind of mix it up with what I think when there's something important to share or kick off for the month or anything like that, I want to have all of us get together and kind of go over what we've got going on for the month and some new stuff that's coming out and different groups and stuff, promotions, et cetera, et cetera. So welcome to May. I tell you, you guys had a kick-ass April. Some really amazing Success Club numbers and rank advancements throughout the entire team. So man, good job, you guys. And those of you, and now I'm going to talk about Summit in a minute, but those of you guys going to Summit that hit Success Club 10, you are 1 of 2 months down to going to the Sequins and Stud Party. And those of you that went to Summit last year can share with the people who haven't gone. These events, the parties that Beachbody puts on at Summit are completely over the top amazing for us. So definitely worth it. If you've got Success Club 10 for April, you definitely want to hit it for May if you're going to Summit. Okay, so the May specials that we've got this month, Turbo Fire. So, and I'm going to go over some of the stuff for the newbies on the call. Turbo Fire, it's a program by Chalene Johnson. It's a lot of different workouts. It's high intense cardio. It's a lot of dance moves and choreography. So if any of your clients that you're talking to really like those types of programs, that is a phenomenal price. It actually used to be in the 205 range and they lowered it to 180. It's on promotion with a bag of Shakeology for just $140 this month. So that is a no-brainer if people really like the choreography and dancing. It's extremely intense cardio. So we've got Turbo Fire on special this month. And then I know all of you guys are familiar with P90X3 and that one being just a 30-minute workout, and it's only $180 this month. So I don't know if you guys heard the Coach National call with Tracy Morrow today, but she's in the P90X3 series as well. But phenomenal workout program, and both of these are really hot items that you can promote at really good prices. So back to Success Club. I mean, look at this. Look at these numbers. I think we had just as many people over 10 as we did. Actually, I think we had more people at 10 and higher than we did in that hit 5. So, and I want to give a shout out to Kim for hitting Success Club 23. So great job, you guys. And we've got a lot of really new coaches on this list. So I think, I mean, it just goes to show how good the leaders are at duplicating success and everything as well. So if your name is on this list, give yourself a huge pat on the back. That's fantastic. And if it's not on this list, we will get you there in May because, like I said, we've got some great promotions coming up. So I wanted to give another shout out to our newest diamond, Amanda. And Amanda and I started talking back in December, and she and I have so many similarities. But what I love about Amanda is she's just such a go-getter. She figures things out, and she just does it. And I love her attitude, and she's quickly going to grow to a 1- and 2-star diamond because she's got duplication down pat. And Amanda, I wanted to congratulate you on your diamond and also wish you a happy birthday coming on Wednesday. So I know, like, a huge week for you. So congratulations, girl. So I was talking to Christina Delgado. And those of you that know Christina, she is a was a full-time attorney. She's a partner in a firm down in Miami, and she's been with that firm for 8 years. And she's actually earning more money now as a Beachbody coach. And today she put in her resignation to her firm. And I tell you what, talk about just blowing the roof off of her business. She works full-time as an attorney, has to bill out a certain amount of hours every single month, and she's a Success Club 10 All-Star. She's got 2 small children, 1 with autism, and she just makes it happen, and she's a 10-star diamond. I mean, phenomenal woman. If you guys don't know Christina, definitely follow her on Facebook, but she put in her resignation today. to her firm to be a full-time Beachbody coach. But with that being said, I was chatting with her last week. She's great with sharing ideas. And one of the coaches on Christina's team ran a 5-day sneak peek about 2 weeks ago and ended up signing up 16 coaches from doing the sneak peek. So Christina sent me the girls' videos that she did, and literally all I did was take notes from her videos and duplicate exactly what she did with my own videos. So if you've got someone in the sneak peek, definitely stay on top of them, private message them for feedback, what they're thinking, because these groups are showing to be very, very successful. We've got a ton of people in our current one. So if this ends up being worth, we get a big return on this week, I would love to start running these like every 6 to 8 weeks, and you guys duplicating the videos that, and tweaking them to your own. But this is basically a pilot one that we're doing to see how we do it with the refinery. But if you guys do have people in these groups, definitely be on top of them and private message them for feedback. So the next thing is Summit. And so if we had instant presenter, actually, I could see how many of you guys are going to Summit. If you're going to Summit and you're not in our Refinery Summit group, message me so I can add you, because this is a huge event. And if you guys are flying in and are going to be around Wednesday afternoon, I would love to get together for a team meal, a team lunch or whatever. I've got rehearsals all day Wednesday, and then I have the elite thing at 4:30, but literally from like 1:30 to 3:30, I would love to get together with everybody. So reasons you guys want to go to Summit, okay? And I was sharing some of these reasons with Amanda, because I know it seems like, you got to buy a ticket if you haven't earned one, and then flying out there and the hotel and all of this, but Summit is huge for growing your business. And it's not even about the workshops where you're learning from like all these top coaches to grow your business. I mean, that part in itself is like money. But you get to rub elbows and talk to people in elevators and like people on the Millionaire Club, and you get to know them on a personal level. So you can start, asking them questions and learning from them. And one of the things I shared with Kelly when Kelly went to leadership is it's so important, I feel, for you guys to get different styles of leadership, because you want to become a melting pot of all the great things that you've learned from other people and create your own style. So it's kind of like, you're raised by your parents and you think, their way is the way. And then you start like going to your friends' houses and seeing how their parents do things. And you're like, wow, that's really cool too. So it's kind of like that with leadership with Summit. You start seeing all these different styles and you feel more confident and becoming a leader within your own team and implementing different ways to do things that feel right to you. Because obviously I'm not the end of the road for leadership. You guys, there's so many different amazing leaders out there. So that's another benefit of Summit. Plus, if you guys are true builders, you're going to want your coaches to go to Summit in 2015. So if you don't go this year, it's going to be just like if you're not drinking Shakeology or doing the programs, you're going to be sharing with them reasons they need to go, and you haven't even been. So it's a lot easier to share the passion and what you got out of Summit if you actually go this year, and with your future team and your future downline. And the last point that I want to make that's not as obvious is that there's the core. So the core is like the Beachbody shopping mall, and that is this smorgasbord of wear and share that you can't get in the back office. So all these really cool things you see coaches wearing, you get to get firsthand with an amazing selection, plus all the new product launches that come out at Summit. You get to get that wear and share too, so you have access to all of that. So all of that's on top of the training and the parties and the networking that you get to do with the celebrity trainers and top coaches as well. So I really hope you guys find a way to go to Summit. And if you're even thinking about it, we'll add you to the Summit group, and you guys can even like share rooms with other coaches and whatever it takes to get there. So absolutely have to go. It's a game changer for your business. And I think anybody who went to Summit last year can say their business doubled after July. Like literally their business doubled after Summit. So it's a huge game changer for your business. So speaking of getting together, I noticed that Neil and I, like over time, it's becoming more and more challenging to like really stay connected with everyone at these events. And so this is something that I've been trying to do for a really long time. So all of you are invited to go. It's not just an exclusive kind of thing. There are incentives, and you can go to the refinery and read the incentives to going to help pay for some of the trip or get with your Diamond Upline. But if you guys can attend this refinery cruise in November, I think it would just be awesome for all of us to bond and share ideas. And, you know, it's not work related, it's fun related. Bring your families, and, you know, we can do excursions and hang out and not have to have an agenda, so to speak. So I would love to have every single one of you guys on the cruise in November. And everybody, of course, is welcome. So with that, I wanted to get some of the housekeeping stuff out of the way before introducing our guest speaker, Miss Becky Hilty. So a little bit about Becky. So Becky started as a discount coach back in August. And she, kind of by accident, hit Success Club 5. She didn't even know what Success Club was in August. But hit Success Club 5, and then she's hit Success Club 10 every single month afterwards, and has hit Success Club 5 in her husband's account every single month afterwards. And what I think really resonates with Becky is the concept of she went from coaching teams and being a teacher to transitioning that and applying those skill sets into her Beachbody business. And Becky comes from this little tiny town. There's, I think, less than 1,000 people in her town. And there's just no excuses that ever comes out of this girl's mouth. I mean, she's had her daughter was having seizures right through our Coach Basics camp, and she hung in there. She showed up on every single call. This girl really, I think, showed the refinery what is truly possible when she joined this team. And so this Thursday, Becky will be an official 3-star diamond coach, and she's got 2 more diamonds up and coming in her business. So she's by far got the fastest growing team in the refinery, and I wouldn't be surprised if this girl passes me, because she's just got so many great things going. So I am going to turn it over to you, Becky, to share your story and then share some of your tips with the coaches on the team on how you transitioned from coaching sports to coaching people, and what Shakeology has done as the game changer for your own health and fitness. So you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Am I muted?
Yep, you're good.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep, and I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. A little bit about me. Some of you guys know me, some of you don't. I'm 34 years old. I've got 3 kids. 8. Olivia's 8, Aiden's 4, and Addison's 2. I've been a teacher for 11 years, going on 12 years. So, and I actually started out elementary school, ESC, special education, and moved over to the high school to coach. So basically I started coaching. Olivia, our oldest, was she was just over 1, and I started coaching. So I was coaching cross country, and then I would go from cross country to basketball, which the seasons overlap, and then I would go from basketball to track, which the seasons overlap. So there was never really a break, and I think over time, my husband, as much as he wanted to be on board and as supportive as he was, I think over time he started to resent all of my time to everyone else and for everyone else, because it just didn't end with seasons. When the season's over, it doesn't end. There's fundraising, there's summer ball, and it started to wear on our family. And then as we had our second child and then our third child, it got to be so much. And I think for me, the challenge of juggling, teaching, coaching, being a mom, being a wife, I think I almost kind of got a high off of the challenge, the rush of trying to get everything done and be everywhere for everyone. But at the same time, my marriage started to fall apart. And basically, we were actually in the October coaches camp, and Brian and I, he basically gave me an ultimatum. So I was either going to continue being a coach at school and giving everybody else my time, or we were going to work on our marriage. So I felt like my back was against the wall, and I gave it up. And what at the time felt like part of my heart was taken from me was a godsend, because I used that time to concentrate on Beachbody, and I also used that time for my family. This has been, the last 8 to 9 months have been the most I've been around for my kids. And yeah, I guess I struggled with that because as a high school athlete, I played college ball, and my coaches were, they were everything to me. I didn't have strong family support. My family came from a divorced home and moved out when I was 15. So I didn't have that strong family. So I looked for school and my coaches as my support. So I felt almost like it was, I guess, my job to pay, to give back to the kids because I was that kid. So that's a little bit about my background. And I can say that my marriage is probably stronger now than it's ever been. Because I'm present, I'm at home, we work together. He actually wasn't on board with Beachbody at first, and I have his complete support now. So anyway, that's where I came from. Shakeology was a game changer for me because I've been an athlete my entire life, and as a female athlete, I struggled with nutrition because, going from sport to sport to sport, it was really hard to keep my nutrition in line. And then I'd lose weight, and then, I needed to gain weight, and then I needed to lose weight. And it was just a constant battle and a struggle. And, it was a struggle in college. And then when I got out of college and I started coaching, I saw the same struggle that I went through with the kids I was coaching. So when I actually didn't even know about Shakeology, and when I was introduced to it, I couldn't believe it was actually, I went 3 days without it is what happened. I bought a bag, ran out, was not on Home Direct, bought it from another coach in Gainesville, and I ran out. And then I felt terrible, and I knew that it completely changed my health. So, and I had done P90X after I had my son. I actually did P90X. So the programs, before I even became a coach, the programs were incorporated into my life. I had my kids at school doing Insanity because I'm split at high school half day, PE and then special education. So I had my PE classes doing Insanity, and so the programs were just, I'd fallen in love with them before I even knew about Shakeology. So it was a game changer for my health and my family's. I mean, my kids use it every day. My husband uses it. So that's a little bit about what the programs in Shakeology has done for me and my family. Moving on to overcoming price objection, as far as being from a small town and especially from a rural area. It's not a big city around here, mostly blue collar workers, and $132 for a bag of Shakeology, it's, the first thing I get is that's too expensive. But one of the things that I've been able to take from my teaching is differentiated instruction. And I kind of take that over into Beachbody because you have to really look at your customers and what is their reason? Why do they need it? Why do they want it? So I think that's the first thing is listening to your customers and figuring out what is it about their health what do they want? What is their why? Why do they need it? And I never bring it up as a weight loss. It's always about health because I don't use it for weight loss. I use it for my nutrition. It's my complete nutrition. So that's the route that I go with it. Does it help with weight loss? Yes, it can, but I never go in saying that, okay, this is for weight loss. So I think it's important to listen to your customers and really find out what their needs are. It's not about what you need them to want, it's about what they need. So that's how I use the price objection. But I also relate it to, in Williston, we've got Subway, we've got McDonald's, and we've got Hardee's. You're looking at $4 to $5, 6 to maybe 10 for some people. So, they're replacing that McDonald's with Shakeology, and they're going to end up saving money, because I even show how I've saved money. I mean, I save money on my grocery bill. I save money on our food for our family. So that's another way that I try to take it. And it's not going to be an extra cost. I tell them to add it in. Go ahead and take it off your, that's part of your grocery bill. Every month, look at it as, that money's already gone. For me, that's how I look at it, is Shakeology is just like another bill that I have. It's already set in the budget. So that's how I go the route with the price objections that I get. One of the things that I've noticed in working with, especially female athletes, is their nutrition. I mean, most of my kids at school they go all day without eating. Some of them go all day without eating. They don't eat breakfast. They skip lunch because they're not going to eat the school cafeteria meal. And then they go home, or they don't go home, and then they have practice, and what they've eaten, maybe a bag of gummies or some chips or something. And it was like, it's a trend that I see. So I've really tried to hit it hard with when the 21-day fixed nutrition plan came out. I tried to take that and show a lot of the girls that I work with, okay, you can do this. It's not as hard as you think it is. You can take stuff. I have them leave stuff in my refrigerator in my office. So I actually had 6 girls come to me today, and I sat down with them and worked with them on their nutrition. And then I had one young man come to me. So it's a trend with not just female athletes and male athletes, but that's the ones that I work with the most. But our young kids, they want to know how to eat, but they don't know. They just don't know. I mean, and a lot of it comes from home. Their parents aren't home to have food in the refrigerator. They stop at McDonald's and grab something to eat in the morning. I can tell you half of my kids in the high school do it. So I've really tried to work with the young athletes and the kids that I see every day on their nutrition. And again, it's not, they want to know how to do it. I think they look at it as it's so hard. I have to plan so much. But really, it's not that hard if you simplify it. I mean, little simple things like, eating breakfast in the morning, bringing healthy snacks to school. It's just, so I've really tried to work with the younger athletes and show them that, their nutrition, if they can create those good habits now, it's going to help them when they get older. They don't want to get out of high school and gain 15 or 20 pounds. So, I try to do that. And, I think that it empowers them when I have a certain young lady that I've worked with quite a bit. She's one of my runners. And I mean, she went from a pale, frail, unhealthy, she was just completely unhealthy. She wouldn't eat. She was one of my runners, and she saw my Shakeology. She asked me about it. She started using it. And I'm going to tell you, the picture of her now to what it was in August is completely amazing. And it blows my mind every time I see her every day in the morning, that she looks so healthy and she looks so good. And she's not that pale, frail, malnourished kid anymore. She is, she's healthy. So, and that right there, that's my heart. When you see it click with a kid that, went from, feeling terrible about themselves and having such a poor body image to now this, and she feels great. She can work out. She's not tired anymore. Her face isn't broke out. So anyways, I probably talked a little bit too much about that, but that's one of the things that I love about working with the athletes at school. And my next thing I wanted to cover is marketing the business in a small town. A lot of my business has been word of mouth and wear and share. I mean, when you go to the ball field, when you go to the gym, when you're wearing that Shakeology shirt and somebody says, "What is that?" I mean, I guarantee you, I've probably got 15 people in a grocery store from, in a couple months that say, what's Shakeology, healthiest meal of the day, what is that? Or the tote bag that I carry all of my stuff in, I just give them out. I mean, my mom's got one. I give them to, like, half the teachers at school have them. Whether they're drinking Shakeology, is one thing, but if they're just using the bag and somebody asks them about it and then they say, "Hey, go talk to Becky, she can tell you about it." So a lot of it's word of mouth, and then a lot of it too is not giving up, because you're going to have those people that doubt you and that stomp all over you, even your close friends. So that you can't give up when things get hard, when you have your breaking moments. That is when I've learned to dive into personal development even more. I've even cut my workout time in the morning. At 4:30 in the morning, I used to get up and work out. At 4:30 in the morning, I don't turn on the computer. I don't turn on the iPad. I don't look at any messages. I go right into personal development, because I've noticed that as my warm market has dried up, I have to dive deep into growing as a person and as a coach and as a mother and a wife. The personal development is something that I think has done wonders for me. So not just with Beachbody, but just me as a person in general. So I would say if you're not doing your personal development, your business is going to flatline. It's just, that's my opinion, of course, but I do believe that if you're doing really well and you're not doing personal development, you will flatline at some point, because you're not growing into the coach and the person that you need to be to help somebody else. So hit your personal development. That's huge for me. Again, I'm actually doing an hour every morning, because I felt like as I've gotten more objections and more people, especially now that I'm dealing with a crossroads into a change in a career, leaving teaching, now that people are starting to say, well, she's crazy. And, if she leaves her job, she's completely gone overboard. And this Beachbody thing's not going to last. Well, that's when I noticed that I had to start hitting it more, because I had to empower myself with positive thoughts. And I'm trying to think. I wanted to talk a little bit about one of my coaches, Savannah. Savannah is, well, first of all, she's become like a daughter to me. She was close with our family, and I had her in high school. She's 19 years old, and she is a diamond. This girl, she amazes me, because she's just got that gung-ho personality. She doesn't give up. When she sees a challenge, she goes after it. And she doesn't take no for an answer. She'll back down a little bit, but then she's going to come full force at you. So, and that's one of the things I love about her. And I've watched her grow as a person and as a young adult. She's become more mature. And one of the things about her is she is coachable. Not only was she coachable when I coached her in basketball, and I said, baseline for suicide, she's the first one on the baseline, but she's coachable as in when I say, hey, can I can I tell you something? Can I share with you, a different route to go? She's, yes, ma'am. She's on top of it, and she does her best. And that's one of the things I love about her. She doesn't quit. Like, she does not quit. She is impatient. We're working on her patience, but that's also one of the things I love about her. So, Savannah she's doing an amazing job, and, I have no doubt, I'm watching her business grow before my eyes. So, and she's a Success Club All-Star. She's rocking it. She does an awesome job. Even if it's 11:45 at night, last week when it was 11:45 at night, she was messaging me, I gotta get this and I gotta get this in. She did it. She actually had 2 orders come in, 10 till 12. So she doesn't give up. And anyways, that's Savannah, and you'll see her name, and you're going to see it get bigger and bigger. So 3 things that I wanted to, just takeaways that I think that, people can take and make their own. Or I always go in with a game plan, kind of like coaching. You have a game plan, or like teaching a lesson plan. Like, your customers and your coaches, look at them with a strategy. Each coach is different. And like, for me, I try to go into every month having a strategy, or with a coach having a strategy, or like a game plan. Like, for me, I have a game plan on my board in my office. There's a game plan up there for my second business center. I have it lined up. I have it ready to shoot when I need it to go. So, I think a game plan or a strategy is good to have. And I think anybody can do that. It's just sitting down and kind of organizing your thoughts and the route you need to go. Be real. Be personable. I know I've shared a lot of my struggles as a person, as a coach, as a mother, from my divorce to my miscarriage, to just, be real. Nobody wants somebody that's perfect. I'm far from it. So, make sure that your coaches and your customers know that you're real and they can relate to you. Find a way for them to relate to you, or you to relate to them. So, and you never know that, you never know what you've been through may help somebody else. So, I would say be real. Don't try to put up a front for anybody. People need to see that you're a real person. You're not, you're going to, fall off the wagon. Sometimes you're going to miss your workouts. You're going to have cheat meals. And I had actually 2 more things. I probably have 4 things, takeaways. Your coaches and your customers, have them set goals, because you have your goals, but don't put your goals on them. They need their own goals. And just because my goal is to be 5-star doesn't mean that I need to push that on one of my coaches. I need to push them, to get somewhere, because that's what I want. I think that they have to set their own goals, and that you help guide them with their goals, but don't push your goals on them, because it's your goals, it's not their goals. And then I started doing this, and it's really helped me, as positive affirmations, really focusing on, getting up in the morning and things being positive, because sometimes things are so hard and so negative, and, everybody around you tries to pour that, over onto you, and really, really focus on the positive in your life. When everything's going wrong, I tried, like the last 2 weeks, with my daughter, everything felt like it just, from school evaluations to my nutrition to, we were at the hospital, and it just all, I had to focus on the positive and not the negative. So speak those things daily, because if you let the negative thoughts come into your mind, it's like a whirlwind. It'll take over. And listen to the people that are going to be positive. Don't listen to those that are negative. Don't listen to the ones that are bringing you down. find those. I have on my phone screenshots of like thank yous or, results. And when I get a negative, I immediately go look at the positive. And you know what? The negative is the negative and it's going to be there. But I try to focus on the positive, and I keep those screenshots. I actually keep them on my phone because my phone is with me. And, you're going to get those negative people and those doubters and those haters. So if I have that on my phone, I can just click there. This is why I'm doing this. This is why. And don't try to convince anyone. Just prove them. Prove what you're doing. And you can talk and talk and talk, but if you're not backing that up with your actions and proving it, the talk is no good. So don't focus so much on convincing, but prove what you're doing. Yeah. I think I covered everything, Seay. I tried, I think.
You did fantastic. You know what I really liked, what you touched on, Becky, is that with you in the business that you've developed, there is like truly ending. There's this shift that you're creating with the younger generation of young adults, emerging adults that haven't been given the lifestyle or the tools to take care of themselves physically, and you're giving that to them as a gift. And I think I love that, because you truly are making not just an influence in their lives from a teaching standpoint, but from a health standpoint, and then even with Savannah from a business standpoint. I mean, can you guys imagine being 19 years old and having this business? Like, wow. You're really truly shifting a younger generation for the positive in your community, and soon to be even bigger. And I just think that's so freaking cool. I love it. And you know what? I love the positive screenshots. I think that's a great idea. I'm going to do that. I love that. So, I'm going to take you guys off screen share, and that way you guys can ask Becky any questions if you've got questions, because I've got one. I wanted to ask you, so if one of the students or teenagers, like the girl that was really frail and drinking Shakeology, do the parents contact you? Like, because obviously they buy it. How does that work?
Right. She was a runner of mine for cross country, and she's in one of my classes. She was in my office, and we were actually talking about our running, because she started running with me at school. So she had seen the Shakeology, and I showed her the back of it, and I told her, a little bit about it. And I said, tell your mom about it. I said, do the research. I said, and have your mom call me. So her mom called me the next day, and we talked a little bit about it. And I actually gave her mom some samples, and I said, I gave her, I don't have packets, so I put them in Ziploc baggies. So I gave her mom some, and I said, you guys try it out. And I said, for her, I said, it's her complete nutrition. I said, and I think her mom, in the back of her mind, her mom was worried. So for her mom, it was almost like a breath of fresh air. Like she felt like maybe this is going to be the trick.
Right.
So I just have I had 6 girls come in today, and we talked a little bit about not really Shakeology, but we just talked about their nutrition. They kind of told me what they were eating and what they weren't eating, which is mostly what they're not eating. And I told them, I said, why don't you guys go home? And I said, talk to your parents. And I said, look at everything. And I said, and then, if they want to talk to me, I said, let them call me. And I said, we'll talk about it. But as far as their nutrition goes, I'll help them with, even if, if they don't get Shakeology, it doesn't matter. I mean, they can put their food in my fridge, and that's the route I go.
Right. I remember when we were on the cruise and Autumn Calabrese was there, and Becky went up to Autumn, and I almost got tears in my eyes, because Becky looked Autumn right in the face, and you had no idea how many lives you've changed for these young girls that have eating disorders and don't know what to eat, and they starve themselves. And she goes, and I basically got them all doing your program with the containers and the workouts. And she goes, you've literally changed the lives of so many young girls, some of these high school girls that they don't know. And I just thought that was so powerful. Like, when you said that to her. It was just like, the products truly do change lives, and us as coaches being able to deliver it in a way that shows the value and truly helps people, I think is so cool about this business. Does anybody have any questions for Becky? If so, you can take yourself off of mute. No? Okay. All right. You did a great job, Becky. Thank you so much. Like, I love your candor and how you are. We talk about being real and genuine, and you truly do just have like the biggest heart to help people. And I don't think I've ever heard this girl complain once. She just figures out, oh my gosh, put that away, Renee. That's me in 10th grade. With the big blow-dried straight-up hair. That was hideous. But thank you so much, Becky. I took a lot of notes, and you're so right with listening to customers and finding out their needs. I think that's truly what it is, because it doesn't come across as selling. It comes across as helping. So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you very much for being on the call tonight. If you guys have any questions at all or whatever, you can post them in the refinery. I really hope that you guys get your butts to Summit, and if not, then definitely the cruise. But I love what we've got going on with this team, and seeing all of you guys hitting Success Club and growing your businesses and working together as leaders. So I'm really proud of you guys, and let's have a fantastic May. All right, guys? Good night. Have a great Monday. Cinco de Mayo. Now you go have your margaritas. Except for Stephanie. All right, guys. Good night.